what's going on? What's going on, everybody? Happy night before SummerSlam. That's right. It is the night before SummerSlam. Let's get excited. Thank you, everybody who came by the other live tonight. And, hey, shit, for anything, I want to make sure everybody tells Fat Boy Kicks happy birthday that has not said happy birthday yet. It is our brother Fat Boy Kicks' birthday. So make sure everybody, we're going to start tonight's wrestling live off the right way. And that's by telling one of our own happy mother effing birthday. Because that is the only way that's got to start tonight, baby. We got to do it the right way. 1 second, guys. Just getting something ready. Boom. Sorry, we were running a little late tonight. I was doing a few things, and then I started having a problem getting on, and I was like, son of a bitch. But hey, we're here. It's the night before SummerSlam. And I'm a little bummed out, to be honest with you, because this time last year I was at SummerSlam. So it does kind of suck to not be at SummerSlam this year. I did want to go. Unfortunately, I couldn't go. But we'll see what happens next SummerSlam, where it ends up being. But let's see who we got in the building right off the bat. All right, let's see who came through so far tonight. Yo, we got the big man in charge. WPF, the popcorn tribal chief hunter. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about, big man. Everybody hit that subscribe and like button for the WPF, please. We got our brother. I am number one now, forever. See, I started thinking about the WWE commercial when they're like, before, now, forever. Dun dun dun. You know, like the when you watch the WWE videos. But what up? I am number one. What's up, Brody? Big man, too sweet. I am number one, too sweet. We got none other than the birthday man himself. Yo, Fat Boy Kicks. Yo, Queens, get that money. Too sweet to the birthday man himself. How are we tonight, Fat Boy? I hope that tonight made your birthday special. Because I gotta be honest, I was thinking about not originally not going live tonight. I was tired as shit. And then I said, you know what? It's Fat Boy Kicks' birthday. There's no way I'm not going live, and there's no way I'm not double live in it if I'm gonna go live. So big shout outs to the birthday man. Woo, we got Big D in the building, the troll exterminator. What up, my brother from another mother? D said Wolfpack is in the house. Let's go. Woo, we got my brother Money Fresh in the building, and also he is the sponsor of the channel. Make sure everybody you tap in with my brother Money Fresh Clothing over on Instagram. And it's just for now he's on Instagram. I promise you, once the website is up and running again, you guys are going to love it. We got everything. We're talking shoes, 3-dimensional posters, hats, pins, jerseys, jackets, socks. a lot of cool stuff like video game stuff, and that's just I'm not even watches. Which if you're part of the other channel, we're doing a Money Fresh Invicta watch mystery box giveaway for our members. So if you're not a member over on the other channel, become a member. It's only $1 or $1.99 a month. So for $1 or $1.99, someone's gonna be walking away with a brand new watch. I don't know anybody else doing that. And for anybody who is a member, Money Fresh is giving everybody 10% off by using code WOLFPACK. You get 10% off your entire order. I don't know about you guys, but I know anytime somebody else gives you a discount, you get that discount code one and done. Money lets you use that discount code every time you place an order. And you get all these cool stickers, multiple stickers. I just happen to have 2 on hand, but it's nothing compared to what Money's throws in when you place an order. I promise you. The packing is unbelievable. The delivery super quick. It's not like that Travis Scott delivery that takes 17 years to get to your house. Nah, bro. I'm telling you, tap in with my brother Money Fresh. I will never ever tell you guys to go somewhere I myself do not go. So why waste your money and pay $100 or something for something that you can get way better, by the way, and cooler for say 35 instead of 100. You know what I like to say, and it's why pay more if you can pay less. Shout out to Money Fresh Clothing LLC. Hit them up on IG for now, and if by some chance you get in touch with my boy, hit me up and I'll put him in touch with you. Hey, yo, Brennan, what's goody, fam? What up, Brennan? Boom. Be very quiet. I'm hunting wrestling podcast. Got that Looney Tunes? Hey, Fat Boy. No, thank you, brother. Every time we are live, you are here. No matter what channel it is, you're always here. So I am more than happy to try to make your birthday special. It's the least I can do, brother. SummerSlam, I believe, starts 6. It's probably before 6 p.m., but I gotta see when the pre-show, like the actual fights start. Not all the bullshit. But I am gonna try to go live tomorrow for night 1 of SummerSlam. So that way we can all watch it together and whatnot. So if you're gonna watch SummerSlam when it starts, come through. I number one said good to see the fam tonight. Hells yeah. Not unfortunately not yet, Fat Boy, but I appreciate you wanting to do it though. I appreciate that more than you know, brother. We're not monetized over here just yet. But we're gonna get this channel monetized. It sucks. All I need is my watch time hours, and I'm back. Yo, Cold Slayer. What up, Cold Slayer? You know, Cold said, "What's happening, Hunter? What up, my brother?" Yo, Wook, what's goody, Wook? Welcome to the live, brother. You did, bro. You made it not stink. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, and if you just came in the chat now, guys, make sure you're wishing my brother Matt Boy Kicks a happy birthday. It is his birthday right now. So wish him a happy birthday. Yo, what up, Tox? What up, my man? Shit, I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope everything's good. No problem. Everything's been going great. I never want to. I never, want to hear that I hadn't seen one of you guys because of something bad. I always hope it's because you guys were outside doing outside stuff. But Tox, welcome back, brother. Good to see you, and good timing right before SummerSlam. I haven't been on in a while. Work's been so busy, but I am excited for SummerSlam though. That's what I'm talking about. You ain't wrong. I am number one. Money Fresh is the freaking man. You damn right. Okay, big man. Remind me the live, whatever live we're on. That's before your birthday. The last live before your birthday. Remind me. Woo! We got the fourth time, not the one, two, three. Yo, we got the four-time champion in the world. Whether it be on the baseball field, gone. Whether it be in the kitchen, because my brother is a ninja in the kitchen. Whether it be in the sneaker battle arena. Man, this four-time champion even broke me and Rob the Beard's internet. It's true story. Put your hands together for my brother and yours, G Verse. Woo! Look at that. See, just waking up. He's got work early. The chef is getting ready to serve it up, baby. Woo! And good morning to you, G. What up, my brother? So, Tox, right now, Money's making a website, is in the process of putting the entire catalog on the website. So, message him on anything you want, and he'll send you pictures. And Tox, I know you're on IG already, so that's good. So just message him on IG. And he is also on Facebook if you don't have IG and you have Facebook. Money can send you guys pictures of anything you guys want to see. Just give him an idea what you want. He'll send you a bunch of pictures for that idea. I guarantee you'll see something you love. See, I knew D. I knew you'd have that answer. SummerSlam starts at 6 p.m. Good. So that's what, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. So SummerSlam should be over 10 o'clock if I'm right. Right? 10 o'clock? I know 10 or if not 10, maybe 10:30. There he is. The dogs are barking. What up, Bulldog Rick? How we feeling, brother? How we feeling tonight, Bulldog? That's what I'm talking about, big man. There we go. Been a rough day. I had my radiation treatment today. So I'm sorry to hear, Bulldog. You know your favorite referee's going to be there tomorrow for the WPF Live while watching SummerSlam. You damn right. Hey, if you're going to watch SummerSlam tomorrow, why watch it alone when we can all watch it together, right? Hunter as a guest commentator for SummerSlam. I'm sold. That's what I'm talking about. And we're gonna really We're gonna dive into match by match. We'll dive into everything. I'll put up something each match so everybody could we could vote on our picks on everything. And because you guys are so awesome, I still got to go through a few comments. But once I catch up on the comments, we're gonna dive into the SummerSlam card right away. How has that Canada Dry going for you? Well, Cold. If Canada Dry doesn't want to give your boy a sponsorship, then we're gonna start drinking our Canada Dry like that when it's a bottle. Can't keep the name on there if they're not gonna show your boy love. Will Wrestling, let's go! What up, my brother? Shit. I was getting ready to send out the search party for you. To be clear, I am Canadian. Well, Cold Slayer, if you are Canadian, then I say this to you. OG Bret Hart glasses, baby. I only break them out when I have real Canadians in the chat. Those babies are from the early 90s. Got them in Madison Square Garden as a kid. Hell yeah, I'm so excited I won't be able to sleep. I'm ready for tomorrow. Hell yeah, SummerSlam. Any predictions, spoilers, Hunter, for anyone who's going to win, lose? I'm going already. My boy Dirty Dom for the win. Woo! Love from the Arctic Bulldog. Yes, sir. Now, only 6 matches plus ads. It might be 3.5 hours long. Ah. Well. In a perfect world, SummerSlam will end 10 o'clock for me. That would be in a perfect world because I do another live on my buddy's channel on Saturday nights. So if any of you guys are into sneakers, come by Area 13's channel on Saturday nights. If you're not into sneakers, then it's really not for you. Because we show sneakers all night long. And it's fun as shit if you're into sneakers. What accent you from, Hunter? I'm from New York. I got that New York accent. Bulldog, feel better, brother. I hope you feel better when you wake up tomorrow at least. I know radiation sucked today. I'm so sorry to hear that, brother. But hopefully when you wake up tomorrow, it'll be a lot better than what it is now. And you know what we like to say to cancer guys, right? Fuck cancer. Have a good night, Bulldog. We love you, brother. Hey, ain't nothing like a Canada ginger ale, baby. I'm sorry, like a Canadian ginger ale. My fault. My fault. Shit. I never had a Canadian ginger ale. I'd love to have one though. So we're gonna jump into everything. Let me make sure. Let me see if I'm missing anybody. There's my man Kiwi. What up, brother? Yo, we meet again. Let's go. We it's the night. I don't even want to say the night anymore because technically it is Saturday morning right now. Right? It's Saturday. We're not the night before SummerSlam anymore, boys. We are hours away from fucking SummerSlam, baby. This is our pay-per-view. You know what I mean? This is our holiday. Don't let nobody ruin this holiday for us. We get WrestleMania, and then the next biggest one is SummerSlam. Woo! There he is, Graham the man. Hey, let me show you. Yo, did I take it out of the room? Son of a bitch. Did I really? Hold on. Nope, I didn't. It's right here. I knew it. It wasn't too far. Guys, let me show you how awesome Graham the man is, guys. Our brother Graham the man gifted me my first ever Stone Cold Steve Austin big rubber guy. I know money. I said big rubber. I just got my first ever for the collection. Thanks to Graham the man for this. Like, come on. Thank you again, Graham the man. See if we missed anybody. New York has been my favorite accent just New York locals coming into WWF segments. I'm sure you saw Motor City Machine Gun arrive in AEW. What do you think is next? No, I didn't know that happened, actually. Thank you. Well, you know what? Good for Motor City Machine Gun. To me personally, I think they should have went to TNA because I think in AEW they're going to be hot for a minute and then they might not be anymore. In TNA, they would, they're going to get more TV time, more tag team main event time. I just hope whatever wrestlers go to TNA instead of AEW, do it for the right, do it for the reasons I'm saying. Do it because your career, hey, if you want if it's more about the money, go to AEW. Unless you're like that, if you're that guy, you don't have to worry because AEW has an unbelievable roster already. So it's not like you're going over there and you're gonna be a starter right off the bat. Like Saturday morning it is, yes sir. We got a full house tonight, Hunter. It's SummerSlam season, baby. You damn right. Cold Slayer, he's kidding. He's not from New York. He's from Auckland, New Zealand. Fucking Graham. I knew you were gonna like when I said when I first had my I didn't want to say the big rubber guy. I didn't want to say Stone Cold, Stone Cold. Right. I want to make sure we didn't miss anybody. Well, you have TNA. You got to be. Hey, Vince Russo swears that the TNA originally was made off of a joke calling it tits and ass. Now, others have said no, but he still, to this day, swears by that. So, I wouldn't, I don't know. I wish Beer Money was still doing it. Bobby Roode works, he works as a match producer backstage for WWE. And James Storm is doing some movies right now, actually. But Beer Money was the shit. Beer Money. Man, I used to love Bobby Roode and the Cowboy James Storm. Man, they were a great team. Bobby Roode is glorious. I will believe I can succeed. Oh yeah, big man. Where where do you think US champion, wow, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Trick Williams, sorry. Trick Williams' entrance is is him taking Bobby Roode's glorious entrance and making it into his own. Trick Williams even went to Bobby Roode and did it the right way. He respectfully said, "Hey, do you mind if is it okay that I do this?" And, Bobby Roode's so awesome. He was so happy. Absolutely. He's even, that piece he's on that spins him was the exact same piece that Bobby Roode was using. Like, that's how much it's Bobby Roode's. So I love when we hear stories of stuff being passed down to other wrestlers and not hearing that like these wrestlers are bitter, upset that they said, no, I don't want you doing that, even though they know they're not doing it anymore. Hey, Auckland spawned of Jay White. I'd claim it. Hey, Jay White's a freak of nature for them. Hunter, we got something in common. I also am a big rubber guy. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Said, ooh. I am number one said, must be nice, D. Bro, you guys are great. I love it. Hey, what up, Vince Marr? Welcome to the live, Vince. Thoughts on Hannibal and his channel? Don't know. I don't know Hannibal or his channel, but hey, anybody that has a YouTube channel, I wish nothing but the best for. I can't wait for the human Monets on the top of a pole match. Why am I not surprised that came from Tox? Not surprised. Cold said, Graham, I'm from the cold Arctic, bro. Tell him I'm number one. Everyone, please like and subscribe. Help a brother out. That's right. Support is free 99. Now, give me 1 second to pull up the SummerSlam card. We going to do this official. SummerSlam card for night 1. Oops, sorry, pulled up on the wrong place. And I don't know if you guys know this. Before I pull it up, let me tell you something. I don't know if you guys know this about the whole Brock Lesnar and Oba thing. So, Brock Lesnar handpicked Oba for this SummerSlam match. And I saw something with Triple H, and it was funny because Triple H said, I hope Brock doesn't want to kill me for saying this. And he had talked about it that Brock likes Oba so much that Triple H said he's never seen Brock Lesnar be this hands-on working with a talent before. And Brock even told Triple H that, hey, I really see something in this Oba kid. And I think that is so cool to know something like that, because a lot of guys, they get threatened when their time's coming to the end and the new things there. You know, some guys get threatened, they get about their spot, they get sour, or they just don't want to do the job. And I think it is so awesome that I wanted to make sure that you guys also knew it. That's how awesome Brock Lesnar is. You know, you gotta forget about Brock Lesnar the character for a moment on TV. For that and just let that like sink in for a second. Like, how awesome is it to know that Brock is actually hands-on working with Oba backstage and everything, helping Oba to get to that next level. And you know what would be cool that none of us have actually said it or talked about? What if Paul Heyman turned on Brock Lesnar and became Oba Femi's advocate? How crazy would that be of a twist? That would absolutely be wild if that happened. Now I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but I'm just saying how wild it could be because you never know what swerve they want to throw at us. You know, it's SummerSlam. All the big guns come out for SummerSlam. You know, the big surprise for last year's SummerSlam night one was Seth Rollins. He came out and dropped the crutches that he was pretending the injury he had and ran to that ring with his Money in the Bank case and cashed in on CM Punk. And take it from me, I was there in the crowd. Great seats also. The place went crazy. So I guarantee you, WWE is looking for a big holy shit moment for night one. Because they want to make sure by the end of night one, all you can think about is coming back for night two. All you're talking about is night one, and I can't wait to see what happens on night two. Yes, 100%. D, you're right. It's Brock is 100% putting Oba over. This is going to be Brock Lesnar's last match. And it's a real, it's a great way for him to go out. Big man said, Hunter, Brock Lesnar helping Oba behind the scenes. He took Oba Femi under his wing. Oh yeah. Will Wrestling said the man with the LeBron pass said Brock is undefeated. Yes, he is. He's undefeated Hell in a Cell. But he's gonna lose and pass the torch. 100%. It has to. Think about it. Like how could it not go down that way, right? In what sense is that good for Oba's character? For Brock's character? For WWE? If that doesn't happen. There's no value in Brock winning tomorrow. Brock has to lose. The only way Brock wins tomorrow is if he's not retiring. Brock Lesnar still retires tomorrow. He has to pass the torch. And now that I know for a fact, if that hearing it, I heard from Triple, hearing it from Triple H instead of a dirt sheet is big. So after hearing it from Triple H's mouth himself, that Brock Lesnar is working with Oba Femi backstage on everything, that he loves this kid, that he sees something in him for the, that's huge. And what better way also to help Oba get to the next level also? You don't just retire Brock Lesnar. You beat Brock Lesnar in a Hell in the Cell match that he's undefeated in. Oh, if Oba's here after that after SummerSlam, I'm just gonna say here because if I go higher, you won't be able to see my hand, obviously. So for that reason, we'll just go here. There is no way we don't see Brock Lesnar going over. I'm sorry, there's no way we don't see Obafemi going over Brock Lesnar tomorrow. Can you name one person getting you into WWE? For me, it was my grandfather. Oh, absolutely, Cold Slayer. My my childhood friends, John and Mike, and my father. Between John, my childhood best friend John, and my father, they used to both love WWF back in the day, and so I started watching it because of them. And then my friend Mike started watching it with me all the time, and I don't know, that was it. We fell in love with it after. By WrestleMania 9, I was in love. It was like, holy shit, what is this? I didn't know, right? I didn't know for years that that wrestling is what it is. I thought it was like UFC, we'll say. Because it's not that wrestling's fake. It's not fake. It's predetermined where they do real shit. You know what I mean? So I don't ever like to say wrestling is fake. It's predetermined, the outcome. Will Wrestling said reports are Breaker will be leaving the Vision soon. He's the next Heyman guy. Thank you. The Vision does not work without Seth Rollins. It don't work. With once Breaker and Brunson Reed got hurt, it was never the same. Kiwi said, for me, Coldslayer, it was my dad. It was my dad too. Yeah. Hey man, shout out to all our fathers, man, that got us into wrestling. Because without that happening, then we're not here today hanging out talking about it, right? My grandfather was so old fashioned that he thought the wrestling ring were a rectangle from the camera angle. So we made a toy ring that was a rectangular shape back in the 90s. Oh shit, that's a cool story though, Cold. I love the story of that, man. Don't worry, big man. We'll get into SmackDown later. My papa, I'm country, lol. He got me into it. He was a huge wrestling fan. Okay, see, I love hearing about that. Graham said fixed. D said it was my father for sure. My mom said my dad was watching a wrestler when she was pushing me out at the hospital. Cold said, like Bobby Heaton said, who said it's fake? Hey, if you haven't told us yet, let us know, chat. Whoever hasn't told us yet how you got into wrestling, let us know. We want to hear. I know a few of you didn't tell us how you became a wrestling fan. Don't be shy. We don't bite unless you ask us. We're not George the Animal. Only George the Animal bites. Guys, remember that dude? He would eat the turnbuckles. Oh boy, that guy was something else. Hold on 1 second, guys. There we go. All right. Damn StreamYard. Huey said, "Oh wow, does this mean my dad introduced me to you, Hunter, 5 years after he passed?" Well, I'm sorry that your pops passed first off, but hey, we both got that in common. My father passed a few years back too. But shit, yo, if your pops got you into wrestling, man, we owe a lot of us. We owe our pops a big thank you. And Kiwi, with your popcorn bucket issues you got these days, we were bound to be brothers. I am number one, said George the Animal Steel, baby. Cold said, all I remember is the hair. It I call it predetermined. Because you can't call it fake because they do, they do real shit. They have real injuries. Obviously they're not really punching each other in the face. See, and that's the misconcept that people that don't like wrestling get confused. You know, wrestling is predetermined. And that's the truth. The outcome is predetermined. They know who's going to win the match before they go out. Predetermined. And they put on an unbelievable show for us. But the people that have such a problem with wrestling being predetermined make me laugh because they go watch movies, right? Freddy Krueger isn't really coming to your house when you go to sleep at night. So, how come it's okay to go watch Freddy Krueger, but it's not okay to watch wrestling? Get the F out of here. The WWF cartoon back in the 80s, when I saw Thunderlips and Rocky 3 and I got curious. Then in 87, I saw Cornette and the Midnight Express all the way through Stunning Steve Austin and Johnny B. Bad. Man, I love that, Graham. Right, Kiwi? Testify! That's great, Graham. Yo, I had a friend that was Thunderlips too. He saw Thunderlips in Rocky. He was like, "Hey, I want to watch that wrestling that you're into. I'll watch it after all. I'll give it a try." Will Wrestling said, my grandpa got me into it. He was huge into WCW. Okay. WCW. All right. All right. See, I don't hear a lot. I don't get a lot of stories of the first like wrestling you were into was WCW. So that's cool too. I like it. I love hearing how you guys became fans of this. The animal and his green ass tongue, right? Testify my popcorn brother. Then Graham said then it was just Saturdays with WWF and Saturday night main event got me interested in wrestling. Whew, love it. I am number one he met George the Animal Steel in Knoxville, Tennessee, and he stayed in character the whole time. He was at a Kruger. Okay. Hey, as much as I love Heenan, he spoiled the NWO debut in my opinion, but I just had to see it live. You know, some of the things he was saying when you watch it, when you watch it back, like when Hulk was coming out, is he here for us? You know, he kind of threw a few hints that he wasn't a good guy. Which look, I'm happy as a kid I didn't pick that. I didn't pick any of that up at all or question it. It was here comes Hulk Hogan. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Graham said, "Yep, it was cool back then. 91, 92 Rumble with Ric Flair winning. Oh man, it all was pretty cool." Big man, how did you become a fan of wrestling, Big man? We didn't hear we didn't hear from you. I quit watching in '94. Then I heard Hulk was turning bad, and I was so curious again all the way till '03. Then I quit until I saw 2010 TNA, and I got back in, and CM Punk pipe bomb fully brought me back a third time. Let's go. Colt said we all wanted the Cena heel turn in a Hogan flavor. Yep, you're damn right. We all wanted the Cena heel turn to be cool like when Hulk went heel cool. But instead, we got Cena bullshit. And you know what, though, guys? That's not Cena's fault. We got to always remember that, hey, it wasn't Cena's idea to go heel. That one's on The Rock. That's fully on The Rock. It was The Rock's idea. He brought Travis Scott in also to do it. They made promises to John Cena, and they didn't keep those promises, which was why the Cena heel turn was an epic failure. And there's even an interview where Cena's such a professional, he doesn't name drop anybody on whose fault it is. He just says that I was made promises that didn't come through, and that's why the heel turn didn't work. And I got to the point where I said, I'm not doing this anymore. And luckily he did, luckily he turned it around and stopped doing that bullshit. D said Hulk Hogan, but whose side is he on? I remember Bobby saying it live on the pay-per-view. Yes. And when I look back on Bobby Heenan doing that, why would he ever do that? That was so stupid. But thankfully the kid in me was not paying attention to Bobby Heenan saying anything. I was so tunneled in on what's Hulk Hogan doing here? Why is he coming out right now? What, is he the third man? Because we already knew it was 3-on-2, right? It's 3-on-2. They have a third man that they did not bring out yet. What's gonna happen? I think what I thought as a kid was that Hulk was gonna come down, beat them up, and then the third guy was gonna come out after that and then beat everybody up, type of thing. I don't think I thought Hulk was going heel. I want to say I don't think. I don't know. You know, it was so long ago. You're right, Graham. Cena should have turned heel, you know, years ago. Definitely not on his final run. That was not the time for him to do it. Will Wrestling said, I agree, Cold Slayer. Cena's turn just wasn't it. Graham said that moment in the at Bash at the Beach, nobody ever got that much heat, man. It was monumental. Bro, the amount of shit they threw in the ring was wild. Bro, they Scott Hall got pelted off the head right away too. Bink. Yo, they all were getting so much stuff thrown at them. Man, that's heat. That is heat. There was no reason to question Hogan at that point. It was a rare miss for Heenan. 100%. Like, I don't understand what was going through his head to say that. It's almost like did Heenan screw it up or was Heenan mad? Like, did he not want that to happen at all and he was fully against it type thing? You know, I wish we could sit down with him and ask him. Graham said, but did we ever catch one when he said that? Because the history with him and Hayden Hogan was always the shtick. Good point, Graham. D said, fun fact, Bash at the Beach 96 was on July 7th on my 13th birthday, the night that changed wrestling forever. I'm still NWO for life. Kiwi said, I heard Bobby say it too, but I thought since Bobby hated Hogan for so many years, he was just being a hater. Hey, and you guys got to be, you got to say to yourself too now, thinking back to then, thank the wrestling gods that you didn't buy into what Heenan was saying. Because if we were older, we probably would have maybe, we could have, if we were smartened up, that could have ruined the entire angle for you. If that gave it up right then and there, and you're like, oh shit, Hogan's about to turn, bro, that's going to get you mad. That's going to get you real mad. One of the most monumental things in all of wrestling, less than a minute before it's about to go down, you get spoiled. Ah, man. All right, let's see how Big Man became a fan. He got into the business when he used to get up every Saturday morning, watch USWA wrestling in Memphis, Tennessee on TV. And the same night, I went and watched them at the TNN State Fairgrounds. No, not how you got into the business. How you just became a fan in general. Graham said, I just thought it was a shtick when he said it. And when he did drop the leg on Bobby Heenan, I went friggin' all in on Hulk. Sports Arena every Saturday night. Only Mean Gene will tell a good story about garbage thrown in the ring. Damn right, Cold. I am number one, so there will never be another storyline to get that much heat or be done that perfect. It definitely will never be done that perfectly because we have dirt sheets, the internet. People can't keep their mouth shut. That's the problem. Nobody can keep a secret. That was perfectly. That's why they could never pull that off today. Graham said, as a kid, I tried to come into the ring, and I got the brakes beat off. Wait, a kid. Sorry, not him. I thought he said he tried. A kid also tried to come into the ring, and he got the brakes beat off him. They whipped away the footage all these years, which is why it's important to own your media and license recordings. And I remember that was a big thing too with the boys. If somebody tried to jump the guardrail and go into the ring, man, you weren't even going to get up in the ring before they'd whip your ass. The only time I saw a fan really get his hands on a wrestler was Raven. When Raven was sitting down in the corner in WCW, a fan grabbed his hair and yanked him right out the ring. Bishop said in many interviews if Hogan didn't turn heel that night, Sting was on standby to come to do it. Yep. And I'm so thankful to the wrestling gods that it wasn't Sting. Listen, I'm a big Sting fan, but it wouldn't have worked. It doesn't work with Sting. It had to be Hulk. It had to be an ex-WWF guy. It had to be. And not just any WWF guy. It had to be someone that was big in WWF that was now in WCW. See, Graham agrees. He said Stink. Sting wouldn't have made sense or worked. Exactly. Nice, big man. But big man, how did you become a fan though? What made you a fan? Not how you got into the business. How did you become a fan of wrestling first? To me, the secondary guy should have been Lex Luger, but it doesn't have the impact or the mouthpiece of Hulk. NWO is a failure without Hulk. And to be fair, if it wasn't for Hulk, NWO is just a failed faction. You're right though. I don't really think there is a we could have really put somebody in that spot other than Hulk. It doesn't work if it's not Hulk. The only way that angle would have worked is if another top WWF guy left that we didn't know left and was coming into WCW for the very first time. Like if they had if Shawn Michaels would have left and he came out, it could have worked. But with the WCW roster they had at that time, it's Hulk a bust. Aces and eights. Hey, it wasn't so bad aces and eights though. Raven was such a mean dude, and it worked. Man, I was a huge fan of Raven. Quote the Raven, nevermore. Kiwi said even Seth turning on his Shield brothers wasn't close to Hogan turning on WC. No, nothing was close to Hogan. That's different. We're talking different worlds, not even different levels. That Hulk heel turn is so epic. You just can't really compare it to something. Hulk had never ever gone heel. That was the one thing you could have always said to yourself. You could have guaranteed, no matter what, Hulk's a good guy. D said Hulk was the only way it was gonna work was Hulk Hogan. He was WWF from head to toe. It had to be. It just doesn't work without it being Hulk. Kiwi agrees 100%. It's not remembered like this without Hulk. Like I can't even give you a second because I believe it was Graham who said Lex Luger would have been number 2, and it would not work with him in his mind pick wise. I think with what WCW roster was, if it wasn't Hulk, obviously they were gonna go with Sting, but I'm saying realistically, with the thought process between it have to be in a WWF guy that jumped ship, Lex Luger would have been in line number 2 for me. But Lex can't do it. Hell no. He can't cut promos or nothing like Hulk, and he's just not Hulk Hogan like. I'm sorry, it just without Hulk, NWO don't work. I think it would have ended up going to Scott Hall and Kevin Nash would have ended up leaving the group and just went back to being the two of them as the outsiders because the NWO would have been a flop. Graham said nobody but Hulk, man. The promos especially. Him saying that the reception he got when he was the good guy all those years and stuck it to the fans, it was brilliant. Colt said, man, I love all the stories, bro. Yo, Colt, too sweet for that. You damn right. Too fucking sweet, baby. Big Man agrees also. If a fan jumps the guardrail and comes in the ring, you get beat down and effed up and then taken to jail. Yeah, that's the worst part, too. After you get your ass whooped, then you get arrested, too. Nash and Hall weren't enough to carry NWO above the Impact. Hogan made them impactful, and Nash and Hall made the faction cool. Exactly. Yo, Hall and Nash are fucking awesome. But the only way you get to that next level is you need that guy, you need a world title guy. They're tag guys that are awesome, but they weren't in WCW to be the guy. So the only way it works is if you're gonna put somebody with them that's gonna be the guy. That's why Seth Rollins being the guy, making the vision with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed as his bro. That was why it was it could have worked if they weren't cursed with injuries. That's a good NWO formula. D said the only other guy in WCW at the time that was big in WWF was Randy Savage, and I don't think he would have worked either. Never. You're right. Yo, Macho Man would have never worked. Could you picture? Oh yeah, snap into a Slim Jim. Like I love the Macho Man, but the way he cuts promo, it's no, not for what the NWO is supposed to be. They're supposed to be the cool bad guy. Like it don't work. It don't work with Macho. It don't work with Lex. I don't even know why they even thought about Sting. And shit, I love Sting as a good guy. Okay, Hunter, how I became a fan was by watching it on TV every Saturday. USWA wrestling, and then at the state fairground. But who got you into it? Did anybody introduce you to wrestling, big man, or did you just happen to turn it on one Saturday night and say, "All right, I like this"? Graham said, and Macho was short. Yo, it's a big faction. You need size. Yeah, absolutely. Like you need size because people I think forget sometimes how tall Scott Hall was because he was always with Kevin Nash. But Scott Hall's a tall mother effer also. And R.I.P. to Scott Hall, bro. We will never ever forget you, Scott Hall, bro. You were the man. I'm so happy for him that he was able to get clean and get into the Hall of Fame before everything happened. Because he deserves that. Man, Scott Hall did so much for the business. Shit. He gave Sting the Crow gimmick. Without Hall, Sting doesn't do the Crow gimmick. I can't even picture Sting without doing the Crow gimmick. Will Russell said he was never in WCW, but I think that's what I'm talking about. Will Russell. See that's what I said earlier too. I thought the only way it had a chance to be something still, if it wasn't Hulk, would have been if it was HBK. Could have made it work. Also, he already had the chemistry with Diesel and Razor. That's what That's the only other name I think could have made it work back then. But they couldn't get HBK, which we know of course, but that's the only other name I think back then that could have saved it. Whatever to Butch need, I wonder. Cole said, I remember Scott saying the big man and the medium sized man are gonna carve you up. Hell's yeah. Not only do I remember that also, Cold, they got sued for that actually. That was the first time they sued WCW for character infringement because he was doing the Razor Ramones gimmick with the whole. Right, you can't have a short dude as the leader. Lex was big, but his promos work sucked. But it would have made sense to have Lex as the backup because he failed in WWE and left them. But he was just big. Yeah, you needed. Lex would have been my second choice out of what WCW had roster wise, because even though Lex like was whack, the way he left WWF at the time, right? He was still a top guy with WWF when he left, right? Because I remember that they didn't know he left until they saw him pop up Monday night on Nitro, and it was like, what the hell? D said, yeah, Hogan was 6'7", was like 6'7", and so was Scott. You know, it was perfect. Hulk, Scott, Big Daddy, Cool Kevin Nash, like Big Sexy. Bro, the three of them were perfect. And then even when X Pac came over, or should we say six at the time, even when he was six with them, it worked. The four of them. I hate that they had to water it down. Hunter, okay. So Big Man he just happened to turn it on one Saturday morning and got hooked as a fan. So much that now he's in the business and he loves doing it as a referee. That's awesome, Big Man. That's what I'm talking about. Kiwi said, I gotta go. I got an early wake up at 5 a.m. Shit, Kiwi. And then making my way to a New Jersey Cinemark before a big crowd takes all the Harry Potter drops. Hey, I hear that, Kiwi. Get your buckets. And I'll remind you when the second Harry Potter drop happens. When we get closer to the day. Because remember, Kiwi, it's going to be 3 Harry Potter drops with Cinemark. And I believe that third drop's going to be the same day that anybody else is getting it, the rest of the stuff. Well, the same stuff is going to drop all the stuff. So we'll have everything before Regal even drops it. Cold said Lex was just an old-fashioned man, old-time wrestler. He could not get into the acting. Yeah, Lex just wasn't exciting. The torture rack was cool, but after you keep seeing it, it's kind of like, all right, I'm over this. I think Lex needed to add a badass finisher with the torture rack. I think that would have been way better. Graham said, but the counter argument on the lawsuit for Razor Ramon is in WCW. He was the Diamond Stud and had an accent, but the problem was the accent wasn't similar, so nice try, Bischoff. Hey, you gotta love Eric Bischoff, man. Not only did he try to do everything, this man was delusional enough to think that he was going to beat Vince McMahon. And nobody, still to this day, has ever gave Vince McMahon competition like Eric Bischoff did. Kiwi, though, have a good night, brother. Safe travels tomorrow morning. And make sure you text me after you get your stuff. I'll be up. Is Canada Dry working tonight, bro? You mean is my soda working tonight? I'm enjoying my soda. That is ginger ale. Cold, you gotta hit them up and tell them, yo, there ain't nobody else on YouTube with a cup of Canada Dry every live. Nobody. Exactly. Lex was boring. Nothing he did flowed. Travis busted Cody's eardrum for your info. You see what I mean? Like, this is why celebrities don't belong in the fucking ring. This is why you don't bring people that don't know what they're doing in. Shit. Good thing that, what if that would have turned into an injury that he would have had to been out for a few months. I enjoy a nice Canada Dry on a hot summer day. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you, not one bit. He almost beat Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and it's just Bishop. He didn't have a good closer in his stable. All the DQ finishes were redundant, week by week. Winning and losing mattered, and there was no plan after the NWO. Plus, after, N Bishop got, he got the real life jackknife powerbomb. He got his money taken away. Ted Turner got rid of it, gave it to AOL. AOL wanted nothing to do with wrestling and told him, you can't do this, you can't do that. On top of Eric Bischoff being burnt out, got sent home. Vince Russo went there, made things even more worse, to the point they were begging Eric Bischoff to please come back, just so Eric Bischoff could get the company to a point where they can sell it. Big man. I'm sorry, guys. I have a sick little mini me to take care of tonight. I'll see you guys for SummerSlam. I love you, man. Hey, do your thing. I am number one, and I hope you little man. I hope little man feels better. Thank you for coming through. I am number one. Have a good night, Brody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Graham said, and don't get me started on the Vince Russo era of WCW. For real, bro. Like, I always, later on in life, I always wondered if it was going to come out that, like, Vince Russo tanked WCW on purpose for Vince McMahon. But when that never came out, and he really thought those were good ideas, that told me everything you needed to know. Man, I like Vince Russo, but you cannot let that guy go without parental advisory on him. He needs someone to sit there and be a filter. You cannot let Vince Russo run wild, because he'll run wild. D said Canada Dry will not give you a sponsor because you disrespected a Canadian hero. Brett. Man, we're sorry, sir. We were gonna do it. And then Bret Hart reached out to us and said, "Nobody's gonna have a Canadian drink, period, that sneezed on me. I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. You tell him to take that Canada Dry sponsorship, and I'll put him in a sharpshooter." Yep, no chance. No chance Bret Hart was letting that happen. The merger fucked things up. Oh yeah. When when WWE took over WCW, they were expecting to get all like the top guys right there. Instead, because of how much money these guys were getting paid, that all the big names had an option. Take half a pay cut and go back to work, or you can get your full pay but you sit home and do nothing. And you can't go wrestle for WWE. Man, these guys are getting paid so much money. Of course they're gonna sit home and get their pay. Shit, that was like vacation for them. And it screwed WWF when they tried to do the invasion angle, which is why they had to bring ECW into it. They they couldn't have WCW versus WWF. What were they gonna do? Everybody versus Booker T? Graham said, no, he was terrible. Russo had no idea what he was doing, bro. David Arquette Russo was fucking terrible in WCW. David Arquette as WCW World Champion. Vince Russo is a fucking genius. That should tell you everything you need to know about Vince Russo. You put the belt on David Arquette. Meanwhile, there were real. Think about if you're a real wrestler that never got to be world champion. And now you see that David Arquette is a world heavyweight champion before you were. If that doesn't make you ask for your resignation, your walk-in papers, I don't know what does. Oh my god, that movie, Ready to Rumble, was horrible. Well, hey, I'm not gonna say it was horrible. I kind of did like it at the time. I want to say. I will say this though, Graham. It wasn't great. It definitely wasn't great. Hey, what up, Nasty? Nasty, where were you, man? I was talking about that AEW pay per view that happened last week. We were expecting you to come in and talk when we had some AEW talk. Hey, but I'm glad the Motor City Machine Guns are there. Graham said, "Okay, Hunter, I'm beat. I'll talk to you later, my guy. Later, everybody." Graham the man, thank you, brother. And thank you again, Graham, for the Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm not calling it by its other name. I'm not having money make fun of me again. Will Wrestling said, I still remember when Shane showed up and said he bought WCW, my mouth dropped. Was that not one of like the most? That was so epic when that happened. Like they did that shit so good. Like, come on. David Arquette has held more world titles than Shelton Benjamin. What the fuck? I don't know why no company believes in Shelton Benjamin more. I don't get it. Yo, Shelton Benjamin got to be doing something back, behind the scenes that we don't know about. It just don't make sense. Oh yeah, we can't forget about this one. Judy Bagwell was a tag team champion with Rick Steiner. Wow. And then we had the Judy Bagwell on a pole match. No. Just no. It's just wrong. So wrong. All right, guys, give me 1 second to get the SummerSlam night one card up. Okay. Yes, I liked. Hey, I liked Alex Wright too. Yo, Alex Wright had an unbelievable drop kick. Back then I thought nobody did a better drop kick than Alex Wright. Do you remember him from WCW? Oh yeah, that's where I remember him from, WCW. Big man, we're not talking about SmackDown tonight. We're gonna talk about SummerSlam. Read oh guys, always read the description and look at what's on the live panel, the live on the picture, what it says, the title. I always so that way you guys if you so that way you'll always know. Because I didn't watch SmackDown yet, so I'm gonna watch it actually when I get off in a little bit. But we got a half hour left, so I want to make sure we go over night one for SummerSlam before our time runs out. All right, I got our match card. All right, so all right, we got a 6 women's tag team match. The Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence. Who do who do you want to win? So that way we could bolt through the matches we don't care about and put more time on what we do care about. But 6 women's tag match for tomorrow night. Who do you guys, girls, cats, and dogs, want to see? The Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence. I want Fatal Influence to win. Will Wrestling said Fatal Influence has to win. It's a bad look if the tag champs lose. Okay. D said I hope the titles change hands. And I have loved Fatal Influence since NXT. I love how they're like an actual team. JC James is my girl. Her and Fallon, I'll ride for them. Laney Reed, I'm not so big on Laney Reed, but JC James and Fallon, oh yeah, I like them. Then next match, we got LA Knight Solo and Royce Keys versus the Bloodline. What Fallon is why do you think I like Fallon? you can't you can't not look at Fallon. Man, she is woo. Big Man said he's going. Oh, okay. Big Man is going for Fatal Influence also. Very nice. Okay, we got. All right, Will Wrestling. He said Big Jim, the Yeet Man, and the Samoan Werewolf, aka the Bloodline, for the win. Donald also said Bloodline for that dub. Your popcorn bucket tribal chief is gonna third that for Bloodline W. Um, I don't see how it could go the other way. I think like it for it to go the other way, I think that makes the Bloodline look weak. Big Man in charge, also Bloodline pick. All right, so we all for the Bloodline. You know, I just don't think it. You know, three guys that are random compared to two guys that have tagged for over 10 years and have the strongest of the six of them on their side also. It just doesn't make sense if it's not the Bloodline. Okay, well, I think we might get a few of you guys might be split on this one. We're going to hit the special stipulations in singles matches. Up first, we got Gunther versus Nick Aldis. Now, I think Gunther's going to win, but I want Nick Aldis to win. I will be cheering for Nick Aldis like a mother effer tomorrow. So, are you guys going? Who do you got? Nick Aldis or Gunther? Okay, we got Big D, the Troll Exterminator. He's okay. He's with me also. So me and D said we want Nick to win, but we believe Gunther will win. Another career ended. We knew Gunther was gonna end somebody's career come SummerSlam, right? Will Wrestling said Gunther's not losing. He hasn't had a title in a while. So they giving him the easy W. Hey, let's hope it's not easy, at least. Man, my guy Nick Aldis was an NWA World Champion, a TNA World Champion, a bad mother effer. And yeah, he might have not wrestled in a long time, but he's still bigger than half the roster, which is fucking hilarious every time you see a wrestler come into his room and complain, and you see Nick Aldis like 3 times the size of the wrestler. Makes you start scratching your head. I like that. I like that. Gunther wins the match, but Aldis wins overall because he's going home to Mickey James. I like that, Will Wrestling. I like that. All right, so you got. All right, so you got Will Wrestling, Donald, myself, and Big Man. We all want Nick Aldis to win, but me, Donald, and Will Wrestling are going with Gunther for the win. Even though the 3 of us want all this, but we just don't believe it's gonna happen. It's gotta be Gunther. Okay. Then we have our next special stipulation singles match, which to me, both special stipulation matches we know are easy to know who's winning, right? Now we have Brock versus Oba. And the funny thing is, for me, it's the exact same thing as the last match. I want Brock to win, but Oba's winning. I wish Brock was not. I don't want Brock to leave. Right? We got D for Oba. D, you actually surprised me. I thought for sure you were gonna want Brock to win, but Ober's winning. So I gotta know. All right, so D and Will Wrestling. Why do you guys want Oba to beat Brock? And I mean not for the passing of the torch, not because Brock's retiring. Because if those are the reasons that you want Oba to win, then you really do want Brock to win. Because there's no because even though I want Brock to win, if I'm thinking of it in the sense of this is his last match, then I do want Oba to win because I want the torch to be passed. So I'm no, I'm looking at I'm saying it like as if it wasn't Brock's last match. Okay. That's why I had a feeling. I had a feeling, D. I had a feeling because I know you and me are usually always on the same page. What about you, Will Wrestling? Okay, I really feel they didn't need to be a trilogy. Ober squashing Brock and him retiring with the gloves in the ring was poetic. Yeah, like you're right. There didn't have to be a trilogy, but shit, I'm happy we got it. 'Cause I definitely couldn't picture Brock not retiring at this SummerSlam after, us hearing how a year earlier that this was happening, SummerSlam. I kind of had it like already processed in my brain, like, all right, I'm good. We're good to have Brock to SummerSlam. All right. I I selfishly did not want to lose Brock at that time. I really feel they didn't need to be a trilogy over squashing Brock and him retiring with the gloves in the ring was poetic. I had to read that again because it's true. It really is true. I don't blame you for feeling that way one bit. It was poetic. Big Man said, I want Brock Lesnar for the win. F5 over 5 or more times. And then retire in his hometown. Man, I just hope that the match is epic. Because knowing that, they don't do like real long matches ever, picking Hell in the Cell to me was a sign that hey, they're gonna go all out for this one. This is it. He's putting everything he's got left on the line and going full throttle. I do not want to see a squash match. I do not want to see Brock squash Oba or well, it would be Oba squashing Brock, but I don't want to see Oba beat Brock Lesnar in 1 minute and 3 seconds in Hell in the Cell. I want a brawl. I want a knuckle biting, fist to fist brawl. That we're all talk. I want it that we're all talking about it for months. Then how good was that Ober and Brock match? I'm also not gonna hold my breath, but that is what I want. What do we got left? We got 2 more matches left. Liv Morgan versus EO Sky. I'll take the. It will take the cage longer to set up than the match itself. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm praying that that's not it. Like, if the if that ends up happening, man, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be so pissed. Who do we got, guys? Liv or EO? Now, listen, I love when EO does this when she comes out, that whole thing. Love it. But Liv Morgan is my champion right now. I'm with Liv. I'm not a big Judgment Day fan. But now that Big Mama Cool got the IC title, Liv Morgan should stay world champion, and Dee's second wife, we need to get her gold next. We need to get her a tag title. I like the Judgment Day as a women's group more than I like more than I like them like with Dirty Dom and JD. Like, I'm sorry, they're just not threatening to me. Judgment Day needs, Dirty Dom needs to recruit a monster for the group. That's what they need. They get a monster for the group, they'll be right back to being the shit. Liv has been champ for 107 days. No title defenses. No, really? You sure? Didn't she have like bullshit matches? A few bullshit wins within those 107 days? I hope. That's way too long to be holding a belt and not defending it. Oh, Minnesota, Vikings. If it wasn't for the Vikings, we would have never got Brock in WWE. Luckily, Brock got cut from Minnesota, and he did what he was really meant to do. Nope, she entered the tournament instead and lost in the finals. Holy shit. Bro, that's a wild fucking stat. I did not know. 107 days and she didn't defend the belt? I almost want to go with Io Sky now because of that. But, Liv is just so much more entertaining. I, I'm staying with Liv Morgan for the W, and I want Liv Morgan for the W. Big Man said Liv Morgan for the win. I got a feeling my boy Dirty Dom or Judgment Day is gonna help her somehow to keep her title. Yeah, I hope so, Big Man. I really hope so. Like she's a heel. I don't want to see her beat Io clean. I want to see her cheat and win. Have like a Dirty Dom distract the ref. And then Big Mama Cool just lays Io out. That is true. She is also still cursed by Danhausen. But after Danhausen's segment on Monday night, I think Danhausen's cursed. While she has quietly defended the belt twice on untelevised European house shows, she has logged 0 televised defenses, making her upcoming match at SummerSlam her first televised defense. Wow. Oh, that is such a wild fact to know. That's that's bad. I can't believe they haven't had her defend the title in that long. You know, that's not on Liv Morgan. That's on creative. Damn right, big man. F Danhausen. Danhausen needs to disappear. Yo, that is so crazy, D. She she has not defended the belt since she won it at WrestleMania 42. Holy shit, that's fucking terrible. What up, Thunder? Welcome back, Thunder. Right? As nuts as that is, though, we're all still Team Live. But you know what, though? I still, we're not gonna, and it's good that we're Team Liv. We're not gonna punish Liv for it because, hey, it's not her fault, right? It's creative's fault that Liv Morgan hasn't defended the world title in 100 and wait, let me make sure I say the exact days it was 107 days. Hey, what's up, John Cena fan? 89. Hey, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I'm sorry that you got here at the end of the night, but definitely come back and see what we're about if you're interested, especially if you're a wrestling fan, man. We're always trying to get some new wrestling fans up here. Even better, John Cena fan. Even better. All right, we got next up, we got our main event. We got CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. Are we going CM Punk or are we going Cody Rhodes? Absolute Universe sucks. Yo, what up? What up, Beast? Okay. We got Beast. All right, so Beast is going Cody. Thunder's going CM Punk. What do we got, chat? Do we got CM Punk or do we got Cody? I see we're 1-1 so far. Are you agreeing with Beast or are you going with Thunder on it so far? D said, I'm hoping for a draw. No winner. I'm sick of both of them already. you know, you know what I want to happen for their match? And I know it's not going to happen, but I'd love for Cody to turn heel if he wins. If Cody wins the belt tomorrow night, I would love it to be because he turned heel and the ref was out or not looking and he kicked CM Punk in the balls and then hit him with Crossroads. That would make me interested. Because this CM Punk and Cody storyline has been garbage for me. I have not enjoyed it. I am not interested. B said, I actually don't follow. I just saw the Batman mask and the Adam West mask. And it's great. Great, even though I don't see it all. Oh, thank you, Beast. D, could you put my other channel in the chat? D, if you don't mind, brother. So Beast, I have another channel where when I go live on that channel, it's full screen, and you would see, you can see the whole all the stuff in the background, like where we talk about movies, TV shows, collectibles, and stuff like that. If you're interested in all that kind of stuff, Beast, definitely subscribe to my other channel. Check it out. And hey, if you like wrestling also, man, subscribe to both channels. Thunder said he wants to heel Cody at SummerSlam, but he's going CM Punk. D said I'm gonna go with Punk. B said, yep, Cody. Will Wrestling said Punk's retaining. I don't see him losing his first title defense. Big Man said CM Punk GTS for the win. Pipe Bomb not included. That's right. Pipe Bomb is not included. Oh, nice. I need a new show. Hey, Beast, you definitely love it. If you love like collectibles and stuff like that, you definitely love the other channel. Thank you, D. So Donald just put it in the chat for you, Beast. That that's my other channel. I'm live every Tuesday. And before I go live here on Friday nights, I'm on that channel on Fridays also. We start the night off on that channel, on my other channel first, and then I do wrestling on the late night. So definitely give it a try. See if it's for you, and I hope it is. We'd love to have you. I would like to get CM Punk's new T-shirt because I liked his new logo. I always wait for the right sales with WWE. Never ever buy anything full price when it comes to merch. Because you will always catch a good seal. A good seal. That's how you know it's late. I usually wait it out because every now and then they do a 50% off sale on everything. When they do that sale, that's when I stack up on merch. Otherwise, I just wait it out. Because I can't do it. It irks my soul. I can't pay $40 for a shirt, and then maybe 3 weeks later, the same exact shirt gonna be $20 because that 50% sale just went live. Oh, that shit would torture me. There you go, Thunder. I'm telling you, it never fails when you do it like that. I always wait till I don't ever pay full price for any WWE merch. All right. And that was night one SummerSlam. All right. We got a few minutes. Let me see something real quick for night two. Let's see, night two. If we can, let's. All right. Night two, we got Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio. I'm sorry if you don't want Dirty Dom over Danhausen. I got nothing for you tonight anymore. I think this is an easy Dirty Dom pick all around. Thunder, I'm definitely doing night one so far. Night two, I won't know if I'm gonna be able to do night two until I see what happens at the end of Saturday night. Really, CM Punk got a new logo. I ain't really noticed it. I gotta check it out. Will Wrestling said Danhausen wins the money. Okay. All right, so we got me and Donald the one are going Dirty Dom. We got Will Wrestling for Danhausen. It's not a traditional match. It's one of those fucking weird matches. Great. You know what? I'm gonna stay Dirty Dom because I don't want Danhausen to win. I'm gonna stick with Dirty Dom. I'm hoping that even if Danhausen was supposed to win, that maybe they change their mind after Monday. Money on a poll to what's it? This isn't a strip club. This is a wrestling match. Thunder went with Danhausen. Big Man tried to curse Will Wrestling. Undisputed WWE number one contenders match. Finn Balor or Sami Zayn? Man, I'm going Finn Balor all the effing way. I feel bad. It's like whoever doesn't win this match, you can consider not being on TV forever. Like this is they should say winner of the match gets to stay on TV. That should have been the stipulation. All right, D said Finn, please, right? Finn Balor, please win. We need Finn Balor, not Sammy. Finn Balor needs to win. Will Russell said Finn Balor better win. Big Man still catching up. He on the last match. Dirty Dom with help from Liv Morgan or the Judgment Day. Ooh, okay. This is a good one now. Finally, a good one. WWE Women's Ladder Match. Charlotte Flair versus Jade versus Chelsea versus Tiffany Stratton versus Last Legend / mystery partner. Mystery opponent. WWE Women's Championship Ladder Match. Well, have a good night, Thunder. I'll see you in a few hours, Thunder. Man, I'm going for my girl Chelsea Green. I doubt they're gonna give it a push over Charlotte Flair, over Jade, over Tiffany. I don't think Chelsea's gonna get the push over the three of them in the match. But I am without a doubt going for my girl Chelsea all the way. She deserves that win. If anybody should be getting a push out of all those names for those ladies, Chelsea Green deserves it. Okay, Lash got the last spot tonight. Okay. Will Wrestling said Charlotte should win to set up her versus Rhea, but I have a feeling Chelsea will win for the crowd. There's the attitude, Will Wrestling. That's what I'm talking about. Chelsea for the W. Let's go. Chelsea for the W. I knew you, I was gonna say, see, I respect D's second wife. I will never go against her because of D. And I know he gives me that love back with Chelsea Green also. I see it. I see it. Big man, who do you got? Who do you got for that women's ladder match? We got then up next, we got US title match. Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin. Now, Trick Williams is about to get some real competition. And I want Baron Corbin to win. I want to see Baron Corbin hit end of days and be a real player again. I did not watch Baron Corbin come back to WWE just to be like a nobody again. Just to get jobbed out. I like Trick Williams a lot too, man. Trick and A. Them lemon pepper steppers. But I want Baron Corbin to win, but I don't know if it's I feel like they're gonna make Trick win even, but I want Baron to win. Will Wrestling said Trick over Bummis Corbin. Big Man said I'm going with Tiffy for the win. It's Tiffy time. Okay. We got one for Tiffy. One for Tiffy. Two for Chelsea. And one for Charlotte. D said, whoop that Trick. Fuck Baron Corbin. Damn, you guys are harsh on Baron Corbin. Come on, no love for Baron Corbin. He's got one of the coolest finishing moves. That end of days move, whew, beautiful. Plus, I think it would be a better story if Baron Corbin took the belt from Trick Williams and then Trick Williams, gets the belt back next pay-per-view. Because if Trick Williams loses to Baron Corbin by chance, I don't think he's going to lose, but if he was to lose, I think it would be a better story watching Trick Williams fight to get his title back. Which, of course, he would do the following pay-per-view if he loses it. But Tiffy time for the win. You're right. He should have stayed with MLW. I don't understand some guys sometimes. Like I know that WWE's the shit, right? But I don't know if maybe he wasn't enjoying the outside of WWE life. I think he should have stood with MLW and see where it went first. You know, go arounds, hit up a TNA, hit up an AEW, see what life's like. You've been with it. He's been with WWE for so long. Big Man said Trick Williams for the win with the trick shot to help from Little Yachty. Ain't that the truth, D? All about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins. Okay, now, all right, I'm curious to see where you guys are going to go. We got 2 matches left. Chad Gable or Penta? Now, I don't know. This is a hard one. I love Penta. He's awesome. But I want Chad to get his dream. He wants to be he's never had a singles title. Let's go. There we go. We got 2 for Gable so far. Me and D are we're going Chad Gable, baby. Chad Gable. Woo! We got another one. Will Wrestling said Chad, he's built up. His build up has brought him here for a reason. Plus, he's also from Minnesota. Like, come on, it says it. His hometown never had a singles title. Winning it the first time in your hometown in Minnesota is big. Trick Williams, big man, said, Shorty G, baby. And I hope after this is over that we get a Chad Gable and Otis reunion. I wouldn't mind seeing Chad Gable and Austin Theory going at each other. I think that would be unbelievable. That's a good program that we've never gotten before. Woo! All right, we got one more before we get out of here. It's 3:11. I got 4 more minutes in me. Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins? This ain't going to be easy. This is not going to be easy. Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins? Ooh, okay. We got Will Wrestling for the OTC. Big man went Chad Gable for the dub. Woo, okay. Donna went with the OTC also. I don't know. Now, I believe the OTC is going to win. I just don't know if I want him to win. this is hard when it's Roman and Seth Rollins. Man, this is a hard pick for me. But the reason I'm agreeing with you guys on Roman Reigns is I feel they built this story up and they keep talking about how Roman has never beaten Seth. Blah, 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 over and over and over. So it would make sense if Roman finally does it and beats Seth Rollins. Also, guys, before we get out of here, hey, I need you guys to show mad love to an upcoming wrestler, and I'm sure if you guys don't know who he is, you will definitely know who his father is. So, see, check out CJ Gallows. If you have not seen anything that CJ Gallows has been doing, definitely check him out when you can. So Doc Gallows' son, CJ Gallows, has been doing some real cool shit. He has been tagging with AJ Styles' son, Avery Styles. Like, how cool is that? We got Gallows' son and AJ Styles' son tag teaming together. And the two of them did some four-man stuff with the Good Brothers. That's right. We had the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows, with CJ Gallows and Avery Styles doing 4-on-4 matches. Man, and they look so freaking good in the ring. And I'm not giving CJ his flowers just because he's Doc Gallows' son. No way. I watched his work first. And let me tell you guys how awesome CJ's Gallows is before we get out of here. Now, I always let you know when wrestlers show me love, I let you guys know about it always, right? I let you know about the Good Brothers, Killer Cross. And also, big shout out to Killer Cross and the Good Brothers. Bro, both of them always repost my stuff on IG. Shit. I've actually had I've actually talked with Killer Cross on IG, which is unbelievable. And CJ Gallows. Bro, this guy is so fucking cool. Bro, I went back and forth with him talking about wrestling all week. You know, he don't gotta give me the time of day in my life. He don't know me from a hole in the wall. I'm no big famous person. These guys don't gotta fucking give me the time of day if they don't want to, obviously. I'm absolutely nobody to them. And for those guys to give me that kind of love and actually go back and forth talking with me and shit. Because I was telling him that, I was telling CJ, like, you gotta. I was like, I'm sure you heard this from a bunch of people already, but if the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, were to take CJ and Avery Styles and make it, and they were already floating the word Bullet Club Legacy around, and start a new group called Bullet Club Legacy, and then got Killer Cross to be that head guy for the faction with Scarlett as the manager for them. Tell me you guys would not be. Am I wrong in saying that that would light the wrestling world on fire, or what? I don't think anybody could not be talking about that. If those guys were a faction and they stood doing all their bookings together, going company to company to company, just kicking everybody's ass, taking everybody's gold. Shit. Killer Cross already has 6 world titles right now. How many? He's already doing it. But it's late as shit. I gotta get some sleep. I'll see everybody for SummerSlam in a few hours. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that shit that I'm supposed to tell you to do 10,000 times throughout the live that I don't. I'll see everybody in a few hours. Happy SummerSlam weekend, boys. And we out of here. 2